Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about paying for nursing school. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I just feel like I've been stalling making this video just because when we hear the word loans, we cringe. We just don't want to hear it, we just like anything but that, and I was one of them. So I just felt like by me making this video, I'm going to be sharing how I am paying for nursing school and it's just some tips that you could possibly use. And if anything, if you could take one thing away from this video, it'll be very beneficial. So if you're interested in knowing how I'm paying for nursing school, tips on how to pay for nursing school, just the truth about paying for nursing school, stay tuned. Okay, so first, before I begin, I just want to clarify some things for you guys. If you think about it, when we go out to buy a car, for example, we go to the lot, we pick out a car, and we know that pretty much we're taking out a loan because every month we're going to pay that car note $100, $200, $300, whatever it is, but we know that that's a loan. Then let's say we're going to buy a house, right? We're going to take out a mortgage and we're telling ourselves, okay, you know what? Every month I have a certain amount to pay off my house. Now let's say we wanted to start a business and we take out a loan and we go to the bank and we say, hey, you know what? I want to start a business, but I just don't have the money to do it. Can you lend me that money? And the bank is like, sure. I'm going to give you the money. And in your mind, you're saying, you know what? I know this business is going to do well. It's going to create revenue for me. And in turn, I'm going to be able to pay you back. And I'm also going to have a profit for myself, right? So we have all of these alternate versions of loans, but sometimes when it comes to student loans, we cringe. We just don't want to hear it. We're like, oh my God, go to school and then have to pay back the loans. What is that? Like, we think it's another language. And don't worry, because that was me too. I was just like, wait, what? How am I supposed to pay for this? But my point is that with your car, with your house, with your business, all of these things can be taken away from you. You don't pay that car note, they will repo it. You don't pay your mortgage, they will take it back. Foreclosure, okay. If you don't pay your monthly bills to keep your business open, it's gonna shut down. But one thing that nobody can take away from you is your education. Can't nobody come back and take away your diploma, your knowledge, your degree. Nobody can do that. So one thing I do say for those that are, struggling on if they should take out a loan or not, you want to do good and go to school. And if this is an investment into your education to do better, then do that. I just want to make that disclaimer because there's so many videos out there that are, discouraging people from taking out loans and saying, no, don't do it. And this is how you go about it. And honestly, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world if you have to take out a loan, because the same way you can invest into that brand new car or house or business is the same way you can invest into your education. And the difference is that nobody can take it away from you. But let's get right into it on the different ways of how we could pay for school. Okay, so first things first is financial aid. We all know what financial aid is, right? So that's your government aid, that's your federal aid. So that's given to us. As long as you apply, it's given to us. It's not free money. For those that don't know, I've been asked questions. Financial aid also has loans in it. Okay, it has unsubsidized and subsidized loans. And those loans you have to pay back. It's not as aggressive as a private loan, but it is a federal loan. And you have the option of accepting or declining those loans, but it is a loan. Your financial aid package is not just free money. There is free money in there, hopefully, but it's not all free money. So just make sure you understand and you go through your financial aid package. Now let's say this is your second degree, because this is my second degree as an accelerated nursing student. So you've already gone through undergrad and now you're thinking like, all right, well, I've used a good portion of my money, so what's left? One thing I want to tell you guys is that if this is your second degree, no matter what school or program that you go to, financial aid really is not trying to give you any money. Okay, they're just like, here, dang, like you always asking for something like, oh, you're going to school again? Well, nobody told you to do that, so I'm not going to give you that much. These are, if financial aid could talk, that's how I feel like they'd be talking to us. But with that being said, they just don't give that much money, but it's not the end of the world. Why? Because after you've got into a school or you're thinking about looking into a school, you realize that for your undergraduate degree, you're actually given a pool of money. So let's say it's $100,000. Let's say you've gone through your 4 years of undergrad, and let's say out of that 100,000, you've used 60. So that means that you've only used 60 and now there's $40,000 left for you to use for anything else. But for most of us, we don't use it because we don't go for a second degree or undergraduate degree, for the most part, you know? So most people don't know that you actually may have some money left over from your undergraduate. So now let's say you don't. Let's say you've used and maxed out all of your money in your undergrad degree. That's okay too. There's several other options that you can use. So again, number one is financial aid and making sure you get all your money and you've exhausted all those options. You're probably not going to get any Pell grants, if this is your second degree, or any state grants. It's probably majority going to be loans, but that's okay. So now your second option. So you've gotten your financial aid package and now you still have a whopping amount of money that you still have to pay. So you're like, all right, thanks financial aid, but I still have thousands of dollars left to pay. Now what? Option one, depending on how much it is scholarships. You know, let's say it's only $5,000 gap, depending on whatever school you go to. If it's only $5,000, I literally will go on. I would go on Google and search everywhere. There's scholarships for being left-handed, being a minority, being a nursing student, accelerated nursing student, being a male. I ended up getting a scholarship for my undergraduate degree, my first one, from Johnson and Johnson. It was $5,000 and they paid me $5,000 every year, and that was very helpful. So there are scholarships out there, you just have to search for them. For my accelerated, I wasn't fortunate enough to get any outside scholarships, but for my school, I definitely was able to get some. So that leads me into your school scholarships. So now for your school scholarships, literally, you just have to inquire and call financial aid and see what options are out there. For NYU specifically, they don't offer applications for you to apply once you first start. But once you're in the program, they have so many scholarship options. It's ridiculous. I literally just apply to them all every semester. So that's number two. So number one, remember I said financial aid. Number two, scholarship. Number three is nursing corps. I feel like a lot of people maybe have heard of it. So it's a program that you can apply to where they pay for your tuition. They give you a monthly stipend every month to pay for room and board, pay for your education, pay for, transportation, whatever it is. And then literally all you have to do after you graduate is agree to work in an underserved area for about 2 years. And, you know, to each its own. It's not my cup of tea. Not because I don't want to work in an underserved area. It's just because I don't want to be contractually bound to a certain location for 2 years. But it's offering a lot. You can just go online and Google nursing corps. There's different ones, I guess, per state, or maybe there's just one in general. But all you have to do is just Google and look through the fine print and the guidelines, apply, and it could definitely be very beneficial. That is one way to leave nursing school without any loans. So the other option, so far, FAFSA, scholarship, nursing corps. The fourth one, loans. So loans are your other option that you can use in order to cover the gap from whatever financial aid gives you and whatever is left. So you can use federal loan or you can use a private loan. There are several federal loan options out there, but the one specifically that I've used, to pay for my accelerated nursing program is called NJ Class. It is a New Jersey based federal loan company. Now, I don't know per the state that you're in if that qualifies for you, or if there is a federal state loan company, that you can search and it'll be called something else. The reason why I genuinely do like the federal loan option is because it's not as aggressive as a private loan. Private loans, as we know, like we know, for example, like Sally Mae, the difference is that private loans is more like they will call you, they will call your mom, they will call your next door neighbor, they will call your fifth grade teacher looking for their money after you graduate. Okay, they're very aggressive, they're gangsters. Federal and government loans, although they do want their money, it's more like, okay, well, how much do you make? Okay, nothing. All right, pay me $10. Not that specifically, but they're more like, we'll try to work with you. Compared to private loans, they want their money yesterday. Okay, whether you're broke or not, and they're not really. trying to be lenient with you. So that's why I'm leaning towards that loan. That's just the loan that I use, but you can just Google whatever federal loan that your state has, and hopefully that will work for you. For the most part, you probably will need a cosigner, because if you, depending on your age, you may have a credit history. I'm 24. I don't have that extensive credit history that they're looking for. So I definitely would had to use a cosigner to help me out with that. Now, private loans, on the other hand, it's not the end of the world, but they're a little bit more of a bigger beast just because they're not as friendly, like I just explained. They will pay for your school, but it's just not as lenient. And so if you can, I would say to stay away from it if you can. But if you can't and that's your only option, literally just try to look in the fine print, make sure you have the lowest interest rate, make sure you have a good cosigner with a good credit score so that you don't have a high interest rate. So just do your research in that aspect. It's not the end of the world, but also just make sure that you are not choosing the most harmful option so that when you do graduate, you're not slammed with 9% interest rate and an $800 to $1,000 monthly bill, because trust me, it hurts. So there's options out there. It's not always just loan based, but I just do want to make you feel comfortable for knowing that you shouldn't feel bad for wanting to invest in your education. Nobody should make you feel bad for that. But even with that being said, there's so many options after graduating from nursing school. There's nursing loan forgiveness. There's actually, if depending on the hospital that you work at, there's a lot of options in different hospitals that help you actually pay off your student loan debt. You just have to look into it. There's a lot of loan forgiveness things that is specifically for healthcare workers, but also nurses. So I will be the first one in that line, okay, looking into all those options. So I'm going to answer some questions really quick that I got from different people via the comments and my DMs. So I already answered a few of them, but one of them is it common to take out loans for the entirety of the time that you're in school? For me, everyone that I've asked, it's very common. A lot of people take out loans every single semester. That's what I'm doing because I don't have a choice, you know? I don't have an option. And to me, it's also not the end of the world. And then one of the questions is that how do you pay every semester, or did you take out a lump sum of money? So for an accelerated nursing program, I had to take out a loan for fall and spring. Now I'm in the summer, I'm going to have to take out another loan for summer, and then after that I'm going to take out another loan for fall. So it's broken up per year, but the way that an accelerated program works, it falls kind of wonky. So it just means you're going to have to break it up instead of taking out a large sum. And you really don't want to do that anyway because tuition increases every semester. So imagine you took out a large sum of money in the beginning and then you give it to the school and they come back to you like, you're actually a couple $1,000s short because we've increased. Like, nobody has time for that. So I'd rather just, see the price and go and get the money, so it adds up. But yeah, honestly, that's really all that I can say right now. I don't want to make this video super lengthy or, just full of information that may not be beneficial to you. So if you have any other personal questions, feel free to message me, email me, comment down below. What are some things that you guys are doing or any questions that you have? I'll definitely, answer them or make another video if you guys would like. But that's just my personal experience. Hopefully you can gain something from that. But if you haven't already, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, comment down below, share this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. And like I always say, if you're gonna do anything, make sure you do it gracefully. Bye.